Welcome to lesson 8-1, multiply a fraction by a whole number. Please write your title and push play when you've wrote that down. Your I can statement is I can multiply a fraction by a whole number using a model. While you're writing that down, I'm going to talk a little bit about I can multiply a fraction. So if you have 1/2 times and a whole number, let's pick 3. 3, and if you put a 1 underneath it, that does not change the value of 3 wholes. And when we multiply fractions, you multiply the numerators together. 1 times 3 is 3. And you multiply the denominators together. 2 times 1 is 2. Now, during this, they're going to have us use models to go through this, but just want to let you know that this is another way that you can multiply a fraction by a whole that's pretty quick and simple if you do not want to draw a model. Now we're going to go on to our nightly solve and share, and the problem is Sasha walked 1/2 mile every day for 5 days. Way to go, Sasha. How far did she walk? Draw a picture or use any model to help you solve the problem. So we want to make sure we circle our key numbers that we're going to be looking at. Sasha walked 1/2 mile every day. So I'm going to circle that whole thing. Sasha walked 1/2 mile every day. And I'm going to circle for 5 days. I'm going to underline my question. How far did she walk? And now I'm going to box some key words. Well, I want to know how far she walked. So in my mind, that light bulb's kind of going off when we come to evaluate. And I'm thinking, if I want to know how far she walked, I'm wanting to know the total. So I know that I am going to want to add when it comes to the operation I'm going to be using. So we also know that when we add, we can also multiply to help us save time. So if we think of a 1/2 mile for 5 days, we could add a 1/2 mile plus a 1/2 mile plus a 1/2 mile plus a 1/2 mile plus a 1/2 mile. Or we could save time and just take 1/2 times 5. Both multiplication and addition go together to help us find the total. So now a way that we could do to draw a model would be for us to understand that a whole split in 2 equal parts. And if we had 1/2 of that shaded in, that represents a 1/2. I'm going to draw 5 of those to represent 5 days. So we see 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or maybe it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know, but it was 5 days. So we have a 1/2 mile. Now we want to know how far she walked. Well, we know 2 halves make a whole. So right there in my model, I see 2.5 miles. So there's my model method. Now let's go over here where I have 1/2 times 5. Like I said before, if it's a whole number and you put a 1 as the denominator, that does not change the value. Then we can take 1 times 5 is 5, and 2 times 1 is 2, and we get 5 over 2. We do know that that is improper, so we need to recognize that 2 over 2 is 1 whole. So that would give us 2.5 miles. Here's our student sample solutions. Oh, Cecilia, there's a song, guys. Oh, Cecilia. So Cecilia drew a model like I did, and she got 2.5 miles in 5 days. So great job, Cecilia. Then if we look at Victor, he did a number line. He did some fancy things here. The only thing with Victor is that he's showing something that is incorrect. And it says she walked 3.5 miles. And we all know that's not true because it was 2.5 miles. So now I want you to summarize your thinking, and I want you to think about, did you use just the regular, you multiplied your numerators together and your denominators together, or did you draw a model and what worked best for you? Your secret word for tomorrow will be toe.